Even if you've lived in isolation for the past 2 years like me,
You have been in suspension for 9.
then you've still probably noticed Call of Duty's diminishing reputation for creating quality video games. I mean, it's no secret the past few Call of Duties haven't exactly been hard hitters. But I remember a time of being addicted to a zombies experience, and the feeling of immersion of the story, and then going on YouTube just to find videos like Black Ops Amazing for hours just to learn that little bit more about the wildly expanding storyline. Playing Origins for 8 hours at a time brought me solace from a reality I wasn't too fond of. Playing Buried with a group of friends and cheesing the shit out of buildables just so we wouldn't have to get off just yet. Even when playing trans shit, I found a soft escape to a new world free of my personal issues. And of course this is obviously just nostalgia talking, but I do genuinely feel as if the series has gotten progressively worse and worse as we've continued. But hold on, before we get into this, I'd like to get on the ground, kiss your shoes a little bit, and beg for subscribers. So if you guys enjoyed, please interact in any way with the video so I can get myself out of algorithm purgatory. Alright, well, back to it. If you want to hear my steamy hot take on what should have happened, I think they should have ended it at Chronicles and brought the Great War map and an ending alongside it with a standalone zombies game. Now I know it sounds like I'm huffing straight copium right now, but we've actually got a rumored standalone zombies game for 2024. But of course I'm getting off track. The big question I'm actually trying to answer here today is what killed zombies? While some may point fingers at the microtransactions, or even the lack of Jason Blundell's involvement in the newest iterations, I personally think that had nothing to do with the current failure of zombies. But there was one mistake that not only ruined the state of zombies, but maybe even gave it hope at one point. When Black Ops 3 released, every DLC drop after Shadows was a hype train that was beyond worth riding. I mean hell, the highest sold item ever in the PlayStation Store was Zombies Chronicles. The maps were innovative, the style was impeccable, and the gameplay was just phenomenal. And when it came to announce the next Black Ops game, they dropped a bombshell on the community old and new. They were going to remaster the one and only Mob of the Dead. Some of y'all goofy asses cried at this one. They utterly mutilated my boy Mob of the Dead. They ruined the zombies physics beyond update repairs, the HUD, the horrific attempt at an alternate storyline, and at the end of it all, we didn't even get the Great War map. But what went wrong? This was supposed to be the cherry on top to wrap up the story after such a banger zombies experience in Black Ops 3. I thought innovation is what the community wanted. No, needed. No one wanted these massive changes. Nobody wanted Mob of the Dead like this. Nobody wanted Jug gone, and absolutely nobody wanted the Chaos storyline. And while some of this may have to do with the massive budget cuts from the zombies development, I think there are many more issues to point fingers at. I feel like I'm the only one saying this, but Jesus Christ, stop adding things that we only can do in the menu. I don't want to have to set up my entire loadout from start to finish for one game before it even starts and then realize that I don't even want to use that perk. I should be doing nearly all of this from within the map, and don't even get me started on the perk system. And another small problem is the lack of focus on one storyline. No one knew whether to focus on the Chaos storyline or the Aether one. And this left us with too many maps of varying quality, having the most unfaithful remasters and quite disappointing original Chaos maps. Not a single one of these maps felt as if it had the same passion the previous titles had, seemingly innovating just to innovate and shilling Mob of the Dead as a selling piece. But then in early 2020, we found out that Jason Blundell had left Treyarch in an attempt to start his own game studio, Deviation Games, which then left Mark Gordon to take his place at Treyarch. And as soon as the community had heard this information, there was another innovation to the Call of Duty development. Sledgehammer's new game set for release in 2021 had been completely scrapped and replaced with Treyarch's new Black Ops game, Cold War. And when Treyarch announced the game through multiple elaborate internet Easter egg quests, the community was kinda skeptical after hearing about a Nocturne and Toten remaster, but still hyped nonetheless. The community wasn't sure whether or not this would be another BO4 disaster, or if Treyarch would take this opportunity for redemption. Cold War released on November 13th of 2020, with high expectations and slightly lower standards. The game was generally well received by the player base and was a bit more noticeably catered towards the casual player. The launch map D-Machine was a great approach at a quality remake rather than the dirt that came from Black Ops 4, with a genuine personality that wasn't reliant on making players nostalgic. But I feel like I may be alone on this stance when I say that this game just doesn't satisfy my obsession with zombies. I feel like the introduction of operators felt like a loss of personality, and the mechanics felt like it was a whole different game studio. And while I have my own many complaints for this game, it was still a pretty good zombies experience, with a decent attempt at ending the story, well, not ending the story. It proved to the community that Treyarch does have that bit of passion and care to try and innovate for the better, rather than just innovating for innovation's sake. And in August 2021, Treyarch and Sledgehammer had announced the next game together, and that Treyarch would be stepping in on the development of Sledgehammer's new side mode for this game. And of course, it was zombies. So once again, the hype train started chugging. But this time, Treyarch would not learn from their mistakes, nor their success. Vanguard is single-handedly the worst Call of Duty iteration to date. The gameplay felt like an alpha, the innovative features are bugged at every turn, no PAP camo, no wonder weapon, another pointless show for a remaster, zombie pathing is even worse than Black Ops 4, no Easter eggs, no round-based map, pointless feeling objectives, no pause button, and my biggest complaint, I spent 10 minutes in the goddamn menu setting up. I got a very similar feeling playing Vanguard as I did playing Back 4 Blood, except much less enjoyable. I've spent the majority of my conscious life obsessing over this franchise, but it's hard not to drift away or to stay interested in what these titles have to offer anymore. The connection between the developers and the community has been almost completely severed, and I think that is what has been killing zombies. Thanks to those of you who stuck around to the end of this video. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.